Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So we are extended, of course, across every measure. We're at 3 ATR on the weekly. We tagged 3 ATR on the daily. We'll probably tag it again this week. And, we've got a weekly squeeze here. Keep in mind that, a weekly squeeze typically lasts 8 to 10 bars. You got some kind of a weird thing going on there. And then when it runs its course, typically at that point you get a combination of a ready, aim, fire, sell with the end of a weekly squeeze. And again, it's not the end of the market at that point, but typically you get a reversion of the mean. So all we're waiting right now is for a confirmed down arrow here. And then we are, of course, in that period of time about mid-September to October where you do get those flushes. In fact, if you remember, last mid-September to October, we spiked up and then rapidly came down. It was like every week was a down week for 4 weeks. And then it happened again. I believe that was September. Yeah, it was like September and October. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm the first one to raise my hand and say this market's a lot stronger than, I think anybody could, a lot stronger than at first blush you would think it would be, so I don't want to fight it. But at the same time, we're extended, and that's a huge possibility here. So I'm keeping an eye on that. In the meantime, what am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at stocks that I think more or less are going to be doing their own thing. So BNTX is a good example of that. It's been coming down. We got a great buy signal on the daily chart. And, we're at, a pop to even 1 ATR takes us to 370. 2 ATR takes us to 394. I like that. Tesla, we had a nice trade on that by buying that Friday, selling it today. Any pullback here, I'm going to buy. You can notice here on the weekly chart, we are not in extreme oversold territory. And then, of course, you got the fun stuff. BBIG, this stock, of course, crazy. On a stock like this, by the way, you can, this you got to kind of take with a grain of salt. We do have a weekly buy signal, though. The daily is a little overextended. Of course, this is going to be more based on the mass hysteria of crowds. Overnight, we traded, I think, up as high as 1150, and so we got a little bit of a spike action there. And so there's a lot of fun stuff like that. So that's what I would look at. So we've got an environment here where stocks are extended, but I don't want to short them yet. The second half of September through all of October is kind of a danger zone, so kind of keep that in mind. So I'm kind of got one eye looking to establish some high reward, low risk bearish plays, and at the same time just really keep an eye on stocks that are kind of doing their own thing. Okay, and then last but not least, let's look at, we were talking about last year. And let's come back here and just kind of look, because this year is actually mimicked in many ways what happened last year. Let's take a little bit deeper dive at September of October last year, just so you kind of know what could happen. And let me make sure I got the right, 21. And because if you're, especially if you're newer to trading, it's, sometimes you forget like, oh, you mean things can go down? And they can go down quickly. So if you look at last year, you had the rally into the end of August, and then you had this big drop in early September. Okay, so we haven't had that this year. And then we kind of came back up and almost retested the highs. But then we had this really steady bleed in October. And that's what's represented here. Right there. So that's what I think we're going to set up for. And something like that can be devastating if you just keep buying the dip and buying the dip and buying the dip with options that expire like in 4 days, right? So just kind of keep in mind that this definitely could happen. And, you want to be careful with stocks that are extended. And but I think the way around it in this environment, because we all know that the short side has been hard, is really looking at some of the high short interest, some of the honey badger type stocks that don't really care what the indexes are doing. All right, hope it helps. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.
Hey, John here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below and let us know what topic you want to see us cover next. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release new videos. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com and learn how to sign up. Good trading, and we'll see you next time.